Good morning, welcome to a morning outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 14th of March. So euro dollar first, and well, continuation to the upside here on the euro, being possibly dragged up a bit by the pound. I don't know, maybe a tad of dollar weakness, but either way, continuation there. Fundamentally it's flawed, but it's having a good old run at the moment, so let's not say anything. So where to today is, well, looking at this 4 hourly, high lows, high highs. It does look like it's still got some potential. It's just bounced off its daily pivot here in this pattern and everything else. Maybe if the post 8 o'clock it looks right, it could be running up towards the R1. I mean, I looked at this yesterday. It just blipped down after I just literally posted the web, or just as I was posting the video, it hit the pivot I was looking for there, and then shortly afterwards started pushing up there and broke out, hit its R1 up to its R2. Good old move. But what for today? Possibly some of the same. We'll just need to watch it. If it does break below the daily pivot this morning earlier on, may find support into the 50, but at the moment with the high lows, high highs, it's technically alone, and I say technically alone because there's no other reason it should be bullish, but there we are, it is at the moment. Right, the pound, fundamentally flawed, the euro, but there we are. Now the pound now, it did as it said in the can yesterday, or what I expected. I'll bring it down a little bit, but you saw it pushed up, actually broke through the previous highs there, then just pulled back a little bit, giving some opportunities to the upside for sure. Now pushed up for most of the day really, even when the Chancellor spoke, which there was good reason. There was fundamental data in there that numbers were being hit earlier than expected. The forecast was largely upgraded, apart from one or two items in terms of the fundamentals there. So this year being the exception, of course, but there was a promising look forward from which is an unusual situation. There again, he perhaps wants another term in office. We'll see. But for now, it does look positive. And as I said yesterday, what we're seeing is the potential something being, well, if Brexit had been agreed yesterday, the day before, we may have just slid down and carried on sliding down. Yesterday, with a no deal signed out, that was a positive thing. It took away some of the risk, so we're seeing risk coming out, and now we may, if we see the extension today, see another continuation. It could be 3 out of 3. It's looking like the market's a little bit pushy at the moment. It's topped up on those previous highs there from February. You've got to start coming out to look for where next, and look at this occasionally, but this weekly 200 looks like it could be in sight in, well, days maybe, if this was to continue. Okay, so coming down the time frames a little bit to the 60 here. Well, now it's already hit the daily pivot, and it looks positive. Just need to watch post 8 o'clock and see where it comes. Short term, it's just having a little bit of a retrace, but it does look like it too has got potential to push up. Be careful though, could be a choppy old day. Although yesterday was a decent up day there, it did have some retracements, which gave marginal opportunities, not massive opportunities to get into, but may have opportunities. So looking bullish still, the pound at the moment. Dollar yen then dollar yen. Okay, a bit of a very negligible day yesterday. Already this morning we've done more than it did yesterday. I was pointing this out yesterday in terms of the scaling down the right hand side here. Tight it is, even on the bigger time frames it's tight, but coming down to the 60-minute we've got like 10 pip intervals on an hourly chart, which always, you know, when the scaling is that tight there's not a lot of money in there often. Now this is, I mean, it's more of a swing trading currency at the moment because of the lack of pips in it at the moment, but for sure for the upside it still looks good to me. I know we saw a sell-off yesterday, we saw these sell-offs, but Well, we'll see how it runs. It's already through the daily pivot and pushing up there. Difficult one to jump into now, but on retracements, any depth of retracement may give the opportunity for continuation. More on a swing basis though. Aussie dollar. Well, yesterday never made big movements, but it did get back towards its daily 21 there. It pretty much did everything on the tin yesterday in terms of running up to its daily pivot. We'll show you in a moment, but for now maybe a bit of weakness initially. Well, not much actually there on that push up there, but certainly it looks like it's got a bit of weakness coming into this current movement here, so we'll see, but it could find a bit of a bounce off of this 200. But yesterday, look, as I was talking, it went up, caught the daily pivot. That was the key point there. Actually went a bit further than expected there, but already caught the daily pivot today. It's just about done. It's really, I'm looking across the lows here thinking, is it going to break down? But again, for me, it's more of a swing trading currency, but it does have some moves during the day, but you often holding it for a day or two, so it becomes almost swing. Canadian dollar, well, this is largely continuing as expected to the downside at the moment. We've seen oil been pushing up. Solid down day yesterday, or positive day against the US dollar, I should say, for the Canadian dollar. Continued with lower highs, lower lows here. Another swing trading currency in my book, but it did again yesterday pretty much. It actually didn't catch up and hit its pivot yesterday, it's the only thing, but it did continue in this lower highs, low lows basis, and is largely bearish. But again, I know it had some decent shifts in that yesterday, but personally I'd prefer to be on the downside of it. So anyway, and more on a swing. Right, today, news-wise, we've got very little coming out today. First thing we got is 7 PM this evening, I guess. Around that time, we've got the Parliament Brexit vote to look for whether it's an extension. If an extension is agreed upon and it's any decent time, I could see that the pound could rally quite a bit. It's expected that this would be passed anyway. That's already built in, so be wary. We may not get the same sort of movements we got previously, but all the same, people may just be buying in on the basis that they believe it will pass and get extended. Okay, that's pretty much it. We've got Canadian for a bit of Canadian data at 10 to 11 p. That's bedtime. Anyway, I'm not even going to go into that. Have a great day. Bye for now.